You were listening to a Nerd Room podcast, a member of the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network. Be sure to check out more from the Star Wars Commonwealth on the web at starwarscommonwealth.com and take your first steps into a larger world. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Room, where we talk all things comics and movies. This is episode number 67, and we'll be discussing all the recent Star Wars news and breaking down the latest Justice League and Spider-Man Homecoming trailers. I'm your host, Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
It has been quite a week in the nerd world. We are counting down to Star Wars Celebration. A couple massive trailers dropped, and we've been absent for a week. We missed the episode last week, our regular episode last week, but we did deliver our Iron Man 2 retrospective, and we hope that you guys, the listeners, really enjoyed that. We enjoy putting those together. But we're back here today to discuss all the news we've missed in the last 2 weeks, and what a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's been great, man.
Yeah,
so sorry we've been away last week. We were out saving the world, as we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, from time to time, we like to take a break and prevent the world from being destroyed by parademons and the Chitauri, all these fictional alien beings.
Or Donald Trump.
Yeah. How have you guys been?
Terrible. No, I'm just kidding. I've been great. How have you been?
Fantastic. It's been, like, with collecting just in general, it's been an unreal couple weeks. We're going to get into that a little later on in the episode. But yeah, it's the countdown to Celebration. This has got me so amped up for this. And this is something else we're going to talk about briefly, is all the awesome panels that are going to be streamed for us, fortunately. But the guys going down to Celebration are going to have a hell of a time down there. There's so much going on this year. I really, really regret, after looking through the schedule that was released this past week, I regret not going down now. Like, I really, really, truly do.
It looks phenomenal, man, especially the news they've just been dropping the last couple of days. So, you know, everybody out there from the Commonwealth, man, good on you guys.
Lucky guys.
Yeah.
Lucky guys.
Jeez.
But shall we jump into some Star Wars news before we get into our trailer breakdowns for this week?
Yes, of course. Let's roll.
Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, one of the luckiest men on the planet. Not only is he rich beyond wildest dreams, but he gets to see all of the Star Wars stuff probably years before it's actually dropped for the general public. And this week he started dropping a few little tidbits about the Han Solo Star Wars story. He was at some sort of tech conference, and he started kind of dropping a few things that we've been speculating on for the last little bit. One in particular was the age that Han Solo is going to be in the film. So he's going to be between the ages of 18 and 24, which is roughly kind of what we thought. I did a little digging on Wikipedia this past week, and apparently he was 30 in A New Hope.
Right.
So kind of around that age. I think he was about 35 when he filmed it, but in that 30 range. So this puts us about 12 to 6 years before the Battle of Yavin. So just before the start of Star Wars Rebels. So this looks like it's going to be a pretty cool time for him. It's very unexplored in the Star Wars universe. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking forward to see what they do. But do you think it's going to be kind of a movie that extends over this time period? It's going to be a quick shot at the start or something to that effect of him being 18, maybe meeting Chewie, and then 24, 25 is really when we get the movie set.
I would hope so. I mean, I really, I've not been jumping up and down for a Han Solo movie. I really hope they don't make this into a trilogy. I don't think we need to spend that much time with the character. It's interesting, though, because when you watch Rebels, I believe it's season 1, we do get our first animated look at Lando. And he lines up with the exact same Empire look of Lando. So, it's kind of a little loose there, right? Especially because you think Lando and Han are about the same age. So to see Billy D. Williams' character look like Billy D. Williams as opposed to Donald Glover is a little weird. With the 18 and 15 or 18 and 25-year-old mark, I kind of like to see him do something similar to like Star Trek or even Rogue One, where they had like the young James Kirk and then they jumped forward, pretty fast. Something like that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're going to do. I imagine them spending a bit of time at the start of the movie with him being 18, kind of establishing the character, who he is, maybe where he came from, maybe something on Corellia,
right,
and maybe meeting Chewie, because this is another little bit of information that we knew was happening,
Yes.
but that Bob Iger did mention that we're going to see him acquiring a certain ship, which is the Millennium Falcon, probably in some sort of Gamma Sabak from Lando.
Yeah.
This is kind of one of the legend tales of Han Solo, as well as probably exploring a bit of the life debt that Chewie has with Han. We know from the Aftermath books, and that was expanded in Legends universe, but kind of coming back to canon, we know that Han freed him from some sort of slavery.
Yeah.
And so we're probably going to see a little bit of that develop. I don't imagine them spending a ton of time on that.
Yeah.
It might just be like at the start of the movie, boom, boom, boom. We get these few kind of legend parts of the Han Solo story told. Maybe not so much that Millennium Falcon, but telling these stories in kind of quick hits and then getting into the bulk of a much larger story.
Yeah. So we'll probably see the Wookiee planet. I hope so.
Kashyyyk, yeah.
Yes. That'd
And
be
maybe
cool.
more Wookiees on screen, right?
Yeah.
And maybe more well done than it was in episode 3. I felt
Yeah.
that was kind of shoehorned in.
Right. A little bit of Halo, like, you know,
Yeah.
the Master Chief's running around there.
Yeah, so it'd be cool to see them develop that a bit more. And even in the Aftermath books, they start exploring a bit of Chewie's family and all that. So I don't know if we're going to see that aspect of it. Probably not so much. It's probably going to be him in a slave camp.
Right.
And Han Solo, for whatever reason, ends up rescuing him. But even like hearing all this, I'm quite excited about this film now. They keep adding new cast members. Woody Harrelson was on a late night show, one of them recently, and said his character's name was Beckett, which is an unknown character. I'm not too sure what this is all about, but I still think he's going to be the villain of the film.
Okay, yeah.
To some point, like a mentor turned villain.
Right.
But this movie is looking really interesting, and I'm really loving like how when it's set and the characters and the stories are going to be exploring. There's a lot that they're going to do with this movie and expand kind of in a time frame that we're not really familiar with. So they can do so much universe building here, and it's going to be something completely new to all of us.
How do you feel about the name Han Solo not being his official name, and he earns that name, or is you know he somehow gets this name?
Yeah. So Bob Iger, his specific words were, we're going to discover how he gets his name.
Right.
And so people are taking this couple different directions. It's one, that Han Solo isn't actually his name, or two, and this is the direction I'm leaning, is that they're talking about kind of a reputation.
The scoundrel?
The scoundrel, the smuggler.
Right.
I think that's more the direction they're going. We're going to see how he developed into the character that he is, the space pirate.
Okay.
I think that's more what he was leaning towards, as opposed to that Han Solo isn't actually his name.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any need to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand a story or an arc or a narrative that would fit into. Why would you go and change his name? Like, you're not going to be like, oh yeah, he's actually a Skywalker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no point. Like, it's not really significant enough to a larger story that he has a different name, unless you're trying to relate him to another character in the film.
Right.
Like that he's the brother of someone or whatever, right?
Right.
So I just don't think it's necessary. I think it's about building the Han Solo character that we see in A New Hope, that has this reputation, that has these debts to Jabba, that you even see in The Force Awakens when he's talking to Kanja Club and all that. Like,
Yeah.
we know you, Han Solo. No one's going to follow for your
Yes.
tricks anymore. It's all these tricks that we want to see developed in this film of how he became the Han Solo.
Right. Okay.
So I think that's a bit more what it's about. Like, I like, what do you think?
Yeah. It's like you said. I definitely hope that they're they're gonna basically yeah. No, I do hope they're gonna go the route of making the character lead up to the name of what he is, like the smuggler, the space pirate, and hopefully he's not related to like Dash Rendar or something.
No.
Like he's the brother of Rendar, but then he became Han Solo. Like, don't go there. I really don't want that. I still do feel like this could have been like a book. It's my least excited Star Wars movie, but I mean, I'm going to be there opening night. I can't wait, but I still feel like it's a missed opportunity to not go somewhere else outside of the Solo character. I feel like we could have gone to just a different movie. I want the Old Republic stuff.
Christmas special again.
Christmas special again, part 2, yeah. No.
I think that they're concentrating on this time frame because
Yeah.
this is what people know. I think they're still a bit
Yeah.
nervous to take that leap into
Yeah.
the different eras of Star Wars. Like, they've made that big leap in the Force Awakens timeline, but again, they're leveraging characters that we're familiar with, even stories that we're familiar with, right?
Yeah, I wonder, like, you just killed the character in Force Awakens, but then you kind of go back and give some movie of the character. So it's like, I don't know, were they confident in that move in the first place by killing the character? I just don't know how many people were screaming and shouting for a Han Solo film.
Yeah, I did. It's interesting that you say that because it's almost feel like that Han Solo or Harrison Ford said to Disney, like, look, I'll sign on for one movie.
Right.
You can do whatever you want with me.
Yeah.
But you should probably kill him. And if Harrison Ford doesn't kill himself in an airplane
Right.
anytime soon, like, he'll be lucky, because that guy's had more near misses in an airplane than anything else. He literally has the real life luck of Han Solo as Harrison Ford in an airplane.
Yeah.
Like the Millennium, anything he flies is like the Millennium Falcon. It can just get through everything. It's crazy.
It is.
This guy's crazy.
It is, yeah. But I can't wait to see it. And like you mentioned, the cast looks phenomenal for this movie. Everyone they've picked, I'm totally on board with. So
yeah, I had my hesitation with Woody Harrelson when he first got announced.
Yeah.
But even seeing him in a couple recent movies and in the trailer for War for the Planet of the Apes, I think he can play that evil guy. Like, that's why I think he is the villain of this. Like, at the start, maybe when he's 18, we're going to see him with the younger Han Solo, maybe training him or being his mentor.
Yes.
As we get to 25, there's been some sort of break, and he is now the villain, the one chasing him potentially or trying to turn him in. I don't know. I think that's where they're going with this, and I think Woody Harrelson is going to play much more than just a mentor character.
Yes. Yeah. Sanjay?
Yeah, so I totally agree with both of you guys. I'm kind of in the middle,
Okay.
you know? Yeah.
Bit gray?
Yeah, you know, like it can go left, I can go right.
You're the Bendu.
Yeah.
You know what that is.
Chicken vindaloo? That's an Indian dish. It's quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indian's great.
Yeah.
Here's something you can comment on, Sunjay.
Okay.
I know you've been recently getting into all the Star Wars films.
That's
You've
right.
seen The Force Awakens, Rogue One in theaters. You've seen the original trilogy. You're still waiting on that prequel trilogy.
Waiting for you guys. We're going to have a sit down and watch them, and I'll give my thoughts unfiltered.
You're definitely doing that. I cannot wait.
Yes.
But Bob Iger, CEO
Yes.
of Disney again, at the same conference, he said that his team, the Lucasfilm team, is planning out what could be another decade and a half of Star Wars films. As someone coming from the outside of this community, how do you feel about a Star Wars film every single year for the next 15 years?
I think it's a good move. I mean, all these movies are making bank at the box office. Like Rogue One was the highest grossing film last year, I assume.
One of the
It's like one or two.
maybe behind Civil War.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll say it's one, just because. And The Force Awakens, the year before that, crushed every box office record.
Of all time.
Yeah, besides international. But yeah, I mean, keep these movies coming out. As long as they're good movies, people won't mind them. But if the quality starts to dip, I mean, if you look at the episode 1, 2, 3, I don't know how the box office grosses went.
For the time, they did really well. Phantom Menace was huge.
Yeah, and then so those ones came out like pretty quickly as well, like boom, boom, boom. And 4, 5, 6 came out like pretty quick as well.
Yeah.
I assume. Yeah.
Well, they're every 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. So like, yeah, I mean, as long as these movies are different and they're good quality, like Rogue One and Force Awakens, both good quality, both good films, and they were just so different from each other.
Yep.
That it kept me as like the general audience, I guess, interested, and it keeps me coming back. Like as you said, like they're making a Han Solo film. I mean, I knew that, but like I didn't know too much of the details. But I'm gonna be there. And then episode 8, I'm gonna be there.
Yes.
I don't know what comes out after Han Solo. Is that episode 9?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's episode 9.
Episode 9. Okay, and then after that, they haven't announced anything, or.
No, we may hear that at Celebrations next weekend.
Yeah, so as long as they keep, as I said, as long as they keep doing good films and they're different quality, it'll keep the general audiences going. And this universe, I mean, they're just scratching the surface right now. There's so much potential for different movies. Like you can get a Yoda film, you can get a Chewie film.
Old Republic.
Old Republic.
Do you find yourself attached a bit to the franchise now? Do you find yourself more invested? I know you don't do collecting or anything like that, but do you find that because of the fandom surrounding it that you find yourself drawn into it a bit more? Or is it just purely because these are always the biggest movies of the year and that Disney's throwing them, you see them everywhere, and like what is drawing you in? Is it the story? Is it the fandom? Is it a combination of both? I'm kind of curious, because if we're gonna have these movies for the next 15 years, they're gonna have to continue to reinvent themselves and to put something new to screen, but also feels familiar to the old fandom, but also brings in people like you and attaches you to that, to the point where, like you're saying, you're there opening day every weekend, or every new release.
Right.
So like, what is it that draws you into the franchise?
Well, The Force Awakens was you. I think you just bought my ticket, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go. And then Rogue One, I didn't check it out opening weekend, but I heard good stuff, and I was like, okay, I really want to see this. And you know, we always discuss this on the podcast, and it was kind of just like seeing your love for the franchise, and you guys just like so much invested in it. And I was like, okay, so there must be something to this. And, I'm slowly getting into it and learning a little bit more. I mean,
Bendu.
yeah.
We set up Sunjay with a Star Wars word of the day. So by the time that this podcast gets to 100 episodes, he's going to be leading the conversation
Perfect.
on Star Wars.
And chicken vindaloo.
Troy, what are your thoughts on this next 15 years seeing Star Wars films come?
Yeah, can't get enough of this. But that being said, I'm glad we're actually not going the route of 2 movies a year.
Yeah, I don't think we need
Unlike doing what Marvel's doing or DC, I'm glad they're not doing that. Keeping it 1 film a year is cool, and it keeps keeps the event going, the tradition that you have going on, even, right? To just meet up every year, and smash through these movies on the big screen. It's exciting, and there's still so much more to come. Obviously, I'm excited to see all these different kinds of movies. Like you mentioned, we can go, like not a Chewie film, but like a Yoda film, an Old Republic, and go further down the Skywalker franchise or story arc. So, yeah, this is great news. I think we all kind of knew this, anyways, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, why would they stop?
Yes.
And the thing with 2 movies, that's an interesting point, because I agree. I think 1 movie is enough. It's event viewing, but because there's so much other content, you look at books, comics, TV shows, everything. There's so much out there that you get your fill of Star Wars no matter what. You don't need this. Like you look at the MCU or the DC Cinematic Universe, you get the movies, you get a little supplemental material here and there. You get the TV shows kind of that are tied in but aren't really. But you still need that fill. I feel like because that universe is so big, the MCU in particular, that you need those movies coming out and developing these characters. But with Star Wars, because there's such a huge universe surrounding us, that we don't need 2 movies a year. I think that if they start doing that, it becomes like I'm never gonna tire of it personally.
Definitely not. No.
But I could see the general audience being like, oh my god, another Star Wars film, like what is happening? Like I'm so confused. They're jumping
one
here,
December,
there,
one
everywhere.
May.
Yeah.
So I am happy they're keeping like this. Like you said, it's the event viewing. I'm excited every time we talk about this, and that we even in December, and we're probably getting a trailer for The Last Jedi next weekend.
Oh man, it's gonna be huge. Do you think we'll get way back before Disney bought out George Lucas or LucasArts? There were talks that we were going to get a live action. I think Star Wars Underground or Underworld.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to get that live action show? Not necessarily that one, but something like that going down the road. And with Rebels, starting to kind of finish up within season 4 or 5, at least we assume. Do you think we'll get a live action TV series?
This is like the last market they haven't captured in Star Wars. Everything else is almost saturated, right?
And Lucas wanted it.
Yeah, and so I just can't imagine that Disney is going to turn this away. They've got ABC as a platform. Netflix is another platform that they seem to have some sort of relationship with. So would I prefer like a Netflix series? Yeah. Like I don't know if I want like some sort of episodic weekly ABC kind of toned down TV show
villain
that
of the week.
doesn't have exactly, and it doesn't have the ability to have the effects and the score behind it and all this. I think it needs to be like the Netflix Marvel stuff. It needs to be gritty almost. It needs to be another corner of the Star Wars universe that they can't really put on film, something that's maybe a bit more adult. Like I don't know. I think they need to explore that a bit more, but there's got to be someone sitting around being like, okay, what's the Star Wars live action show we're gonna do? Maybe it doesn't have to be around Jedi or anything,
right? Because it's close, that underground one, right? I mean, we could do a series of like the bounty hunters, Boba Fett there even beforehand, right? There's so much.
You look at what they built in Rogue One, where there's not much of the Jedi. There's a bit of discussion about it. The Church of the like all of these characters that they built in that movie. You could do something very similar, and have a very similar aesthetic in a Netflix series. And I think that would work really well. And again, it's just about building the universe. You could take a small little corner and just go with it. Imagine binge watching 13 episodes of a Star Wars Netflix series.
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Unreal.
Yeah, it'd be incredible. Give me Cad Bane on there. Man.
And the last thing that Bob Iger did mention at this conference that he's at was that the scenes that we have of Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia in Episode 8 are remaining untouched. They're not going to be doing any digital enhancement. She had been finished principal photography. The story that they have there is a story that they're keeping for Episode 8. Now, originally, when she first passed, they did make mention that they weren't going to do anything with Carrie Fisher. No digital reconstruction, no altering of stories. They're going to work around things. But in this quote, he's very specific, I think, about Episode 8. So do you think that he's kind of leading on that either going to do something different in Episode 9, so change the story around her, or do you think that they're going to go down the path of digital recreation, or are they going to alter a bit of episode 8 to kind of meld this into an appropriate end for Carrie Fisher's Princess Leia?
Yeah, this is still a tough one. Even going back to those months of that unfortunate day of her passing, it's been a tough one to handle. Unlike the Paul Walker situation, it's different because they didn't get to finish that movie, so they had to do things with his brother and whatnot. So episode 8's done. That's good to know. They're not going to do the whole Tarkin or young Princess Leia thing from Rogue One. I think the only way around it is to recast. And I know that's going to be like a tough bullet to bite. Not like you should be biting bullets in the first place. But episode 9 will be so far away from now too.
Yeah.
People were kind of healed a little bit. Time will have passed. I think the only way around it is to recast, even if it's just for brief moments of her being on screen. I just don't see any other way of doing it.
I don't know what the story. It depends what the story is in
That's
episode
just
8,
it
right?
too, yeah.
If she was originally planned to have some sort of death in episode 8, from the scene kind of descriptions that we've gotten, kind of the tidbits from the film that's been seen by some people, is that she has a big part in this film. There's a few key scenes, like her meeting up with Kylo and her meeting up with Luke, that need to happen in episode 8 before her eventual passing. But maybe this film, she was already supposed to die in some fashion or another. Or what they could do is slightly tweak episode 8 so she has a slight off-screen or implied death. And then that's picked up in episode 9 contextually in some sort of dialogue or exposition. And she does have maybe some sort of I don't know how exactly they do that.
Yeah, because we just don't know enough.
No, and they have to walk that fine line, right? It's about respecting her family, respecting her legacy, the character, everything.
Yeah.
Right?
And their word, because they came out saying they're not going to digitally re-enhance her or change her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, fine line. It's kind of a wait and see here.
Yeah.
Like we have to see at the end of episode 8 where her character lies, and then again, we're at another 2 years of speculation as to exactly what they're going to do with the character.
Yeah.
I hope they don't change the story and don't give her the appropriate end. Like I think I've said that before, that she deserves that Princess Leia send off.
Right.
And I hope that they don't just do it and kind of shove it under the carpet and say, look, we're not going to really deal with this because it's a really awkward situation.
Yeah, she's too big to do it too.
Yeah, you have to. She's one of the big 3 characters, right? They have to do something for this character,
right?
And give her the proper send off. Yeah. So I have the utmost confidence in Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy there that they're going to do the right thing by Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, I agree.
So, anyways, on to Star Wars Celebration. We thought this week that we would run through some of the panels because unfortunately we can't go to Star Wars Celebration. But looking at the schedule they dropped, holy man, there's some absolutely fantastic panels going on here. And fortunately, they announced that they're going to be live streaming some of the more popular ones. We're going to run down a few of the highlight panels that I thought looked pretty epic. The first one is on Thursday, April 13th, so the first day of celebration. It is the 40 Years of Star Wars panel. This panel looks incredible. We got Hayden Christensen coming back, your boy.
My boy, yeah.
Coming back to Celebration for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah.
He's going to be sharing the stage with Billy D. Williams, Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, Peter Mayhew, Ian McDermott, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels. This is a massive panel. This spans the entirety of the Star Wars universe. This is an incredible panel to watch. And we're going to be able to see this because they're live streaming it on StarWars.com. Here's where we're going to do a little speculating. Troy, do you think that with this mixture of characters here, that they're going to either bring out Ewan McGregor and announce an Obi-Wan Kenobi film? Like, do you think they're going to announce something big as far as movies in this 40th anniversary panel?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. It's the 40th anniversary. You got that killer cast that's coming out. How can you not drop the movie name, right? I think we're definitely going to get something like that. And first of all, I got to say, how cool is this year? We're finally getting, for the first time ever, live streaming for Celebration.
They did it last year.
Oh, they did the whole event? Oh, yeah, they did do some streaming. Yeah, they did. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. Yeah. No, I can't wait. Man, Hayden Christensen's coming out. This is going to be crazy. I just can't wait to see what they're going to do here.
It's interesting with the announcement of Hayden Christensen because a lot of people on Twitter, on the internet and all that were kind of hating on it a bit.
Yeah.
But then this pile of fandom came to his aid.
Oh, yeah.
And I find that this character and even the prequels are going through this like period of renaissance.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've almost become nostalgic for our generation.
Yeah.
Like and I think the Commonwealth does an awesome job of this.
Yeah.
Like no one's really prequel haters.
No.
Like people prop up these movies as being part of the universe. They built something, but the more and more they build the universe around the prequels, the more and more I appreciate the prequels themselves. Like
Exactly.
I love everything, like not everything about them, but I love the stories that they tell. And yeah, of course there's missteps here and there, but you find that in any movie.
All right.
And just like recently I found just like there's so much love coming back to the prequels, and I think it's such a great thing that fandom is finally embracing these. Not all the fandom, but a good chunk of fandom.
Yeah, no, I love it. You know, I'm leading the way, man. I'm waving the flag, the Hayden flag over here. This is cool. And you know, he actually holds the record for the fastest selling out panel of Celebration.
Yeah.
Is
Really?
Anakin Skywalker himself, Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, so this is great. You know, I watched episode 3 like I think 7 times the first day I got this thing. Like I'm
Wow.
a big fan of episode 3.
Is it your favorite one?
It is my favorite one.
Yeah?
Like it's, you know, Force Awakens and Empire is like a must say, right? Like Empire is like
Yeah.
it's just the number one, right?
It's like the vanilla answer. Everyone says it.
Exactly.
So throwing that one out.
Right. So taking that one out, it's episode 3.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this movie. So man, again, like you said, I echo your thoughts. I wish we went to Celebration this year.
Oh, it's
Just because of this
tough.
kind of stuff.
Just
It's
hearing
tough.
you talk about that, now
Yeah.
I want to watch the prequels.
There you go.
Like,
Let's do it.
before I met you two, like I've heard nothing but disdain for these 3 movies. So seeing you guys like actually talk about them like good quality films, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like I'll give it a shot. Let's go.
Like it hits you right in the Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
it's awesome.
It's great.
I mean, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy. You know, those ones are like the prequels, and like a lot of people don't hold those as in high esteem as the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So it's kind of like the same thing. Like I haven't seen those yet, but maybe I will.
Yeah, the third one in that franchise sucks, but I actually like 1 and 2 for The
Yeah.
Hobbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's got you excited, Friday's panel is potentially going to be bigger because between 11:30 and 12, or 11 and 12:30, it's the Star Wars The Last Jedi panel. So we got Mark Hamill, Kathleen Kennedy, director Rain Johnson, probably a few special guests. They're coming out and talking The Last Jedi. And like Rogue One last year, it's probably going to come either with a sizzle reel or a trailer. And this trailer isn't going to be exclusive for people at Celebration. This is going to be released to the public as soon as it is streamed to the crowd there. Like, this is going to be huge. I think we're finally going to get our first Last Jedi trailer.
And Luke
Oh,
going to
for
be
sure.
talking some dialogue.
Luke talking.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can't wait for this. This is going to be incredible because, yeah, like you said last year, you know, we got that little behind the scenes kind of trailer,
Yeah.
but the people that attended actually got some kind of trailer
Yeah.
for Rogue One itself. So this is cool that we'll get a trailer most likely. You know, Ryan Johnson, I'm loving this guy already because he's a big fan actually of the prequel era, much like us here. So that also makes me believe that maybe, you know, Obi-Wan, Anakin could pop up, Force Ghost.
What other films did he do? The director of Last Jedi, because they always like grab people that are just like kind of starting out or like did 1 or 2 big hits, like Godzilla guy for Rogue One.
Oh, Gareth Edwards.
Yeah, and Josh Trank potentially for
Boba
Yeah,
Fett.
that's not
Boba
happening.
Fett.
Yeah, that's
Is he
not-
gonna be at Celebration? Are we
No.
gonna get Josh Trank?
He got punted a long time ago. Yeah, I'm just looking up what else Rain Johnson's done. I'm not completely familiar with his body of work. Looper was his other
Yes,
Oh,
yes. That's right,
I
'cause
love
just watched that
Looper.
recently. That's
Such
right.
a good film.
Looper.
one. Yeah.
That's like one of the best ingenuitive sci-fi films in the last 20 years.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, with Bruce Willis there and Gordon
Robin.
Joseph Levitt.
Robin.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jen. So let's just run through the rest of these panels so we get to the rest of the news and our comic book picks of the week. But also on Friday, there's the Lucasfilm Publishing Roundtable. So the likes of Charles Soule, Timothy Zahn, a bunch of other Star Wars writers are coming together to do a panel where they will also be discussing what is coming next for Star Wars Publishing. So it's more than likely that we're going to get an announcement of some sort of book, or at least a series of books, maybe leading into episode 8. We've already got the Baze and Shirt and Gin novel coming in May. We've got Thrawn dropping next week. So excited for that.
Yeah.
We also have on Saturday, April 15th, between 5 and 6:30 p.m. is the Hasbro Star Wars panel. So in previous years, they have discussed and released images of what is coming. New York Toy Fair was only a couple months ago, and we got a few announcements of the 40th anniversary vintage cardback 6-inch series. We already knew what was coming, I think, from San Diego Comic-Con last year with the Lando, Qui-Gon, AT-AT Driver, a bunch of these figures. So going back and revisiting the prequels and some of the OT stuff. But I really think that they're either going to announce at this panel a continuation of the vintage cardback series for the 40th anniversary. So we had the original 12, the first 12 announced, and maybe they're going to go to the first 20 or the 20 back cards, which includes Greedo, Hammerhead, Power Droid, the Death Star.
Was there Tarkin?
Tarkin, no, he's not in that.
I want those cheekbones. Just like
yeah, those cheekbones, right? So either that or and potentially, I think this would be awesome, is the announcement of our first episode 8 figure, which my prediction is, because they can do this, because they're not revealing anything, is in episode 7, episode 8, Old Man Luke.
Whoa.
And so could they get fandom stoked up for that? Because they already released the package art and what it's going to look like. The Black Series, the box art's been relatively the same for the last little bit. You're not really giving away much with this character. Could this be an exclusive for San Diego or something else? Like, I think that this could be our first character. I don't know.
That's a good call. That would be pretty cool. I mean, a safe route would just be, basically Rey, because Rey's pretty much the same look as the end of episode 7. But I'd be on board for that Luke.
Get the collectors stoked up for Old Man Luke. Like, I would lose my mind.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good one, man. I like that.
And then also we have the Marvel Comics panel. So this is another one. We got just recently the Charles Soule Darth Vader book being announced. Looking for another maybe limited series run. I don't want too many more ongoings, but something focusing in on some of the characters like Saw Gerrera or something else, maybe with Thrawn. I don't know, something like that. I could chew into these 5-issue miniseries a lot. Like, I like them because they're short, they get to the point, they're good stories. We've got the Maul 5-issue ongoing right now, exploring some more of those characters that we're probably not going to see in the literature or on film anytime soon. Like, I could really jump into some more comic books, these short series. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm with you. I don't think we need any more of these ongoing series. We got Charles Soule doing the basically Vader Year 1, which is cool. We still got the Star Wars going on. We still got Dr. Aphra as well, I believe, going on. So we definitely don't need any more ongoing series. I'd be up for, I guess this theory is kind of out the window, but if we could actually get a short Sabine, watching Rebels there's some period of time that goes by when she's away from the Ghost Crew. So if we got a little 5-story arc there, that'd be kind of cool. Have to wait and see. Yeah, I'll always root for Dash Rendar, but I just don't think that's happening anytime soon.
No.
So, yeah.
And also on Saturday, this is one that you and I are going to be intently watching. They did stream this last year. I couldn't figure out if they're going to stream this panel or not. And this is the Star Wars Rebels Season 4 sneak peek panel. This is Dave Filoni and probably Freddie Prinze Jr. I know he's going to be there. Yeah. So a few other guests that they usually bring up. They're going to be discussing and showing stuff from Season 4 of Rebels. We just literally got finished talking about Season 3 and how awesome it was. And we're already going to get our first glimpse at Season 4. How stoked are you for this?
Can't wait. Can't wait for this, man. Dave Filoni has just been killing it over on the animated side. So I'm totally looking forward to that panel. I can't wait to see what kind of teaser or trailer they drop. Really hoping, I guess they wouldn't drop this, but you know what? Last year they did drop Thrawn's, which was a pretty big thing.
Oh yeah, I was freaking out at that.
Yeah, just losing my mind. I mean, if we got to see the Emperor voice acted by Sam Witwer, that'd be great. If we could see Vader, or because Ahsoka is Dave Filoni's main squeeze, if we could see her pop up.
I think she's dead, man.
You think she's done, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just not. The ending is a great battle. I just don't think it left so many doors still open, whether she's dead or whether not. So I think there's still the general audience is just like, what happened to her? But she's a fan favorite now too. People just love this character, so we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. And last bit of Star Wars news here that I just want to quickly discuss. Yep. I was running around Walmart the other day. I had gone to try to find the Thrawn 3 3/4 inch. And lo and behold, I walk into a massive center aisle display for the 40th anniversary vintage cardback 6-inch figures. And I lost my mind. And so I'm scrambling, picking these up. I end up with the Obi-Wan, Leia, and Farm Boy Luke. So those are great. There was a Han there, but I'm on Card Collector and it was damaged. So I said, I'll pass on this for now. Couldn't find the R2. That's the first 5 that are in this wave. And then I also talked to a guy at Toys R Us who said that the Darth Vader Legacy Pack, which is the Darth Vader cardback figure plus this large early bird kind of diorama set, it's dropping this week and into next week at Toys R Us in Canada. So be on the lookout for that. It's a $75. It's a big hit.
Wow.
But I'm jumping in. I'm full in on these vintage card backs. And I was also able to find on the same day the Saw Gerrera Funko Pop Walmart exclusive and the Baze and Churret 6-inch Black Series figures. So my wallet took a massive hit. But collecting is... I spent a couple weeks just wandering on stores being like, where is everything? I'm tired of looking at Finjakus. I've been looking at these for 2 years now. And then nothing was really hitting the shelves and everything kind of had depleted. And then all of a sudden the 3 3/4 inch, the 6-inch Black Series, and the 40th anniversary all hit at once. And on top of that, we also got Rogue One.
That's right.
The Steelbook drop. Sunjay secured it for myself and him. And this thing is gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
And we're going to be discussing some of the extra content next week. And I'm hoping to get another revisit at this tonight or maybe tomorrow. So I'm excited to get back into Rogue One. But man, was it a week in collecting. Like, holy crap. It was an expensive week, but it was a week. And I'm hoping to get more announcements at Celebration here. And geez, like, just don't stop, Star Wars. Just keep going. I'll find a way. I'll stop, clothing my child or feeding myself, whatever it is.
Food's overrated.
Sacrifices must be made for Star Wars.
Ramen
collecting.
noodles, 49 cents.
Oh yeah, get that sodium up.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? We talk about this time and time again about you go through these dry spells and then Marvel Legends hits you so hard with these waves and you get those and then it kind of calms down for like 2 seconds. And then boom, the Black Series comes out and hits you hard. So there's just nonstop collecting going on here, and I love it. And it looks great in here, guys. Yeah, this is awesome right now. The stuff I'm seeing.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And one thing I wanted to throw out there, a little kind of self promo. I started doing some writing for Talk Star Wars. So they're one of the members of the Commonwealth, kind of the lead of all of this. These guys are great. Go check out their podcast. They're pumping out a ton of content. I became a VIP member the other day.
Nice.
And I'm doing a bit of collecting writing for them. It's, modern collecting. So that's going up on their website every Monday-ish. So this past week I kind of introduced it. I'm going to be going through reviews of action figures, talking about the Smuggler's Bounty and comparing and contrasting different sets like the Black Series and Elite Series. So go check out Talk Star Wars, first of all, talkstarwars.co.uk. Check out those guys on the podcast. And they just started releasing the Talk Star Wars Toy Box as well, which is a podcast focusing in on collecting as well. So there's a lot going on in there, including myself writing for them now. So I'm really excited for that. This is my first jump into some sort of writing commitments. And so I really love doing the first article there. And thank you guys. Thank you, Mark, for giving me the opportunity to do this. And so, yeah, just go check that out and let me know what you guys think. I'm excited to be doing this. And so that's my self-pitch.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Yeah. No, I read it. It's good. And if you follow us on Twitter, I'm all after that Power of the Force 2 Farm Boy Luke. It's really cool. It's a good read, guys. And if you're down with collecting, you got to check this out. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good job. Nice to see you into the foray of writing. I didn't know you could write. No, I'm just kidding.
I can talk, but can't write.
No, I'll check it out. And congrats, and hope to read many more of your articles.
Yeah, so there'll be one dropping on Monday this week. And I'm going to be talking about the Star Wars Celebration exclusives, what's dropping at Celebration, and what to look forward to there, and kind of my opinion on what you should be picking up. Because a lot of Funko Pops, Black Series. Kotobukiya is killing it over there. So anyways, look out for that coming down the pipe here.
You can still make it to Celebration. Just go someone dressed as Chewie and then just have him stand on your shoulder.
Well, it's not so much getting in, it's getting there.
Just hitchhike.
Yeah, all the way to Orlando.
Why not?
It's a few minutes. Anyways, we haven't heard from you in a while, Sunjay, and I thought we'd turn it over to our comic book picks of the week. We've skipped this for the last month.
Yeah.
It's coming down to our comic book picks in the month, I guess. But let's get back into this. What have you been reading for the past couple weeks?
For the past couple weeks, nothing but Marvel. No, I'm just kidding. I've been reading Batman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Justice League, All-Star Batman. I think that's it. Yeah, sounds about right.
But what's your pick of the week?
Action Comics. So my pick of the week, Batman number 19. I Am Bane Part 4. This comic, so let me tell you, Bane hit the scene like a bat out of hell. Totally changed the whole Batman landscape, broke Batman's back, but for the last 20 years, that's the only good Bane story we've really gotten. That's his best story we've ever gotten. Not so much anymore. This I Am Bane story has been phenomenal. They've finally given respect back to the character. He's no longer the Batman and Robin one line, just a brute with no brains.
Yeah.
He's got his brains, he's got his brawn, he's got his venom back, So this issue has Bane go through Batman's almost entire rogues gallery in Arkham Asylum to get to Batman. So you see Bane fighting Mr. Freeze, Bane fighting Two-Face, Bane using the Riddler, him fighting Man-Bat, Victor Zsasz, Solomon Grundy. It's like awesome art. And then just before he gets to Batman, or just when he gets to Batman, there's this splash page, this 2-page splash page. On the left, you have Bane all bloodied up. And on the right, you have Batman. And that art is just, whoever drew that deserves a raise.
I think it's David Finch.
Yeah, I think it was David Finch, yeah. Great artist. He killed it, the art in this. And then sets up this epic battle that comes out tomorrow, Batman number 20. So I got to pick that up. But before you do, make sure you pick up the entire I Am Bane run, starting at issue 16, and then going up until issue 20, I think. So
yeah, because it's weird, because it starts off with the whole, Batman, I'm Suicide. You can really start there first.
Start there.
Yeah, start there first, because he takes on Bane from there.
Naked
then it goes
Bane.
on a break with the Catwoman stuff, and then it comes right back to I Am Bane. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tom King, who wrote Vision, and I can't remember what else he wrote, but he's one of the best comic book writers they have, and DC signed him to an exclusive deal, so that's a big coup for DC, and he's killing it on Batman. You know, after Snyder's run, I was like, how can you replace a legend?
Right.
And they did. Like, I think his run is not quite Snyder's level yet, but it's close.
It's good. I mean, apart from the Night of the Monsters or whatever, which was bad on everyone's part.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Even Detective Comics, it wasn't handled that well. But you're right. He's been killing it. Yeah, with the I'm Gotham, I think. They've been doing this I Am theme throughout the whole series. It's been great.
Yeah, so check it out. I mean, you've been reading it. You've been having good...
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
it's good. And I'm right there with you. Going into my comic book pick of the week. I'm with DC, and I'm with my boy Nightwing. I'm going to pick issue 15, but you can really start this from issue 14 and go forward. This is Nightwing back in his roots. He's back in Bloodhaven.
Oh, nice.
He's in a relationship. The art is sick. Like, the art is done by, let's see if I don't butcher this, Minkyu Jung. The art, it's so good, and it's Nightwing. It fits. He has a love interest now called Sean Sang, who's basically a supervillain of some sort that he took down back when he worked with Batman, and he's moved to Bloodhaven to kind of restart himself, being pushed there by Superman, which is cool because if you go back to the pre-New 52, Superman kind of inspired Nightwing, so it's kind of cool they kept that kind of in sync there. But yeah, it's a great book. Like I mentioned, the art's great, and it's written by Tim Seeley. And I really think this book has really found its way since it started this Bloodhaven stuff. I'm glad they've gone away from the whole Super Spy, which was the New 52 stuff, for a bit. And it's great. So strongly recommend starting with Nightwing 14 going back to Bloodhaven.
I know I saw a preview for this in one of the other books, and it looked like something out of Blade Runner or Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, Bloodhaven itself looks like that. Kind of even like the Batman Beyond setting from the cartoons. It has that look, that neon kind of, not Tim Burton-ish, but Schumacher-ish.
That's awesome though, because like Gotham is a character, the city itself.
Yes.
And if they can use Bloodhaven, I think that's a fictional city, I assume, and make that into like kind of Nightwing stomping grounds, kind of like Metropolis and Central City.
Well, that's the big thing that's missing from the New 52 is because if you go back to pre-New 52, that was his stomping ground. That's where Nightwing laid. And then when it came to the New 52, he was traveling with his circus, and there was no Bloodhaven. But Superman, seeing how he is from the pre-New 52, was like, the Nightwing from my timeline started over here, and this is where you need to go. And Dick Grayson's moved over there, and he's just been killing it. And going through the story arc, we get a cool meetup between him and Damian Wayne, and you kind of get that the team up that they had back when Grant Morrison wrote the Batman Robin when Dick Grayson took the Batman mantle. So it's really cool that you kind of get to touch on that story arc again too. Nice. So it's a great read. I love this comic.
Awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
This week, I'm sticking in the Star Wars realm. We've talked about this for almost the whole episode here. And I'm sticking with issues 26 through 29 of the Star Wars ongoing book. This is the Yoda arc.
No, you can only pick one. It's a comic book pick of the week. You can't pick of the
week. I'm picking an arc of the week. And one reason I'm picking this is because it actually comes to a conclusion. This is a 5-issue Yoda arc built within the Star Wars book, which they've been doing really well. They've been able to build in Obi-Wan and Yoda and a few other characters on top of what they've been doing in Star Wars. So Luke is reading the Journal of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's really cool because at first I was like, this is a really weird, because Luke is reading a story about Yoda and he doesn't know who Yoda is. But it's neat how they structure it because they never mention Yoda's name,
Right.
and they always mention him as this, or at least Obi-Wan in his journals mentions him as this great Jedi master.
Right.
So Luke has this in his head. He has no idea who he's talking about, and so it keeps with the continuity of Empire Strikes Back about when Ben tells him to go see Yoda or see Yoda in the Dagobah system. So they handled that really well. And it's a cool Yoda story. It's not Yoda flipping around like he does in Attack of the Clones. It's him being Yoda. He's very smart. He's very, very methodical.
And he's always learning. He wants
Yes.
to learn, which makes him like the Jedi Master.
Yeah, it's
right?
so beautiful. But yeah, because he doesn't come in there saying like, I am the Jedi Master. He actually asks the characters in here to teach him about different aspects of what people are assuming to be the Force to a degree, right?
Right.
And it's cool how they play on that, because this is something that we've seen strung right through the Star Wars universe in the past little bit, is people using the Force or wielding the Force or being in touch with the Force. And it's just not the Jedi and the Sith that are attached to this. And there's a cool quote actually in Aftermath. I'm about halfway through it now. And it's kind of one of these interludes, and they're talking about the Force. And one of the characters says, no, only the Jedi can use the Force. And one of the other guys says, no, everyone feels the Force. Everyone can, not so much wield the Force, because he says the Jedi wield the Force, but the Force is what connects, what binds all of us. And so I thought it was a cool hint to what they're discussing and talking about through all the literature now, is that, Lear Urso was kind of in tune with the Force, and all these characters that we see that are not so much Jedi and Sith, but still can feel the Force and just not wield. Yeah, cheer it and all this. So it's cool that they've picked up on that thread in these books, and seeing Yoda and doing a Yoda story that fits within, contextually before the Phantom Menace. And it's really a great read, and I love it. And they're finishing the arc this week in issue 30, so make sure to go check that out. But it starts in 26 and goes through to this week's issue 30. So that's my comic book arc of the week.
Yeah.
If that's more appropriate. So make sure to go check that out. It's almost a standalone. You don't really need to be reading the Star Wars book to understand it. Like, the character of Luke, and it kind of jumps right into
they're saving the silly droid C3 again, right?
Yeah,
Basically,
again.
and
Yeah.
And it picks up. It's Aaron.
Jason
Aaron, who did Thor, Unworthy Thor, I think it is.
He did the God of Thunder Thor.
God of Thunder Thor. That's right. That's right. But is it the same artist that did? I can't remember. But the art here's, it's kind of cool. It's weird. Like, Yoda looks really good, but sometimes the humans don't. Like, sometimes Yoda looks out of place.
Yeah.
Because he looks just so good.
It's funny you say that, because just opening up to this in issue 26 is that you look at the face of Han Solo in this, and it's like spot on.
Right.
But then Leia and Luke look more like comic book characters.
Yeah.
So it's funny as they switch. Even Chewie in here looks pretty good. And depending on which panel you're at, the characters or the artist has focused so much on one character that it almost, he's like, I ran out of time. And Leia doesn't really look right, and Luke has kind of got his head turned, but Han looks like an image out of the movie.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a great book, and they also introduce us to a new character, which is cool, which opens up even more doors. And I can't wait to see that showdown in issue 30. Yeah. So yeah, that's a great read. Like
awesome.
That. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, we are here this week to discuss the Justice League and Spider-Man Homecoming trailers. And before we do that, I just have to apologize really quickly to Mark over at Talk Star Wars. We got your question on Facebook. We're going to discuss it next week. We're running a bit short on time. And I just want to say I'm sorry. It's a great question. It has to do with our Iron Man 2 retrospective. So we will get to that next week, and I apologize in advance for not answering that right in the podcast here. But that being said, let's jump into our discussion, and we're going to start here with Spider-Man Homecoming. So there's a lot with this Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. It was a huge trailer, and something that it kind of dropped a bit out of nowhere. And it's a dense trailer. And one of the complaints off the top that I wanted to address here was that, before we kind of get into the guts of it, is that it is something that we've talked about a lot in the podcast with different movies, is, did this trailer give away too much of the film? What are your thoughts, Troy?
Right off the bat, looking at it, yeah, easily you can say, like, this gives away a lot, but we just really won't know until we see the movie. Yeah. Right? So it's hard to say, but yeah, I mean, I'm just in awe about this trailer. So Sunjay, you go right ahead and answer this one.
Yeah, Troy's just gushing over here. Yeah.
I love this trailer.
You gotta wear a raincoat or something. Yeah, I agree. This trailer looks phenomenal, and the movie looks great. I mean, I haven't been this excited for a Spider-Man film since Spider-Man 3. I was excited for that going in. Wasn't as excited leaving the theater. But I agree. I think it did give away too much. I mean, you look at that boat scene. When they teased it, I think in the first trailer, you're like, oh, this could be like the big final battle. Like he's got to save all these people from the cruise ship, and then Iron Man just comes out and saves the day. And like, what? Like that's it? Like leave me suspense. How does this battle? How does this end? Other than that, and then he takes away the suit as well. Like that was another thing that I thought they could have just left out.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that bothers me. Is they could have really left that out there.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of time in this trailer, and I agree with you guys. I think it did give away too much of the film, but they spent a lot of time in this trailer making you or reminding you that this is set in the MCU. There's a lot of Tony Stark in here, and I'm afraid they've shown the majority of Iron Man and Tony Stark's scenes. And there's a lot of references to Avengers Tower. We saw the Cap clip in there. And I think there's something to do with the Chitauri as well. Like, I think that's the weapons that they're carrying. Yeah. Even the Shocker weapons, I think they're modified Chitauri weapons. Like, that makes sense being in New York and all that. But like the whole MCU thing, I think it's great that they've done that. But in doing that, I think that they've provided an avenue in for a lot of people and a reminder. But at the same time, they've said, like, look, this is what's happening. We've probably given away all of the key shots of Avengers Tower and, like I said, Tony and all that. But even the character of Spider-Man, they gave away a lot of his narrative, a lot of the arc, and what we're going to see him go through, the kind of this tumultuous time as a teenager with superpowers and kind of revealing that to his friends, and then kind of getting kicked out of the Avengers, or the kind of the Avengers, New Avengers, or whatever you want to call it. Because he spends a lot of time there in the trailer too, being like, how do I become an Avenger? And Iron Man is being this mentor. Like, I love the role that Robert Downey Jr. is playing here. And he seems to have come a long way from where he was in Iron Man.
Especially covering that retrospective series.
But there's a lot in there. What were kind of some of your favorite parts, Troy, being the Spider-Man?
Everything. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. We got the eyes moving up and down. We got the spider tracer. We got the web wings. We got the costume looking better than it did in Civil War. We got the banter, which is just great. We have the agile of the agility of the Spider-Man himself. It just looks great. We got the team ups going on right out the comic books. I mean, if you're a Spider-Man fanboy, even half of what I am, you're going to be jumping up and down over this trailer, because it nails the character in every way. We get a touch of that Ultimate Universe too, of Spider-Man kind of being like this young hero looking up to the Avengers. We got Cap in there, which was cool. And we still get like this sense of like high school going on, this kid dealing with like high school, but also dealing with like the great power and the responsibility, which he has. He wants to save the world on his own. He wants to do like such big things, and such a great foundation built in this trailer that I just absolutely love. And I'm calling it right now. I think it's definitely going to be the best. Well, I hope it's going to be the best Spider-Man movie we've ever had. And I hope it's going to be the best MCU movie we ever had, because Spider-Man to me is just like the all-time hero. And I think they got something. I think they got gold here. And I'm looking forward to this so much. So.
And I think based off this trailer, more so than any other Spider-Man film, this whole with great power comes great responsibility is going to be ingrained in this movie.
Right.
Because you can see him wanting more and wanting to do more with this, but it's about being responsible and learning how to use the powers. Like, you can see that, like, Tony is playing the Uncle Ben role to a degree, right?
Yeah. He's filling those shoes.
I'm sure there's going to be like some reference to that whole thing happening, and Tony's kind of filling in that void in his life and kind of being that leader, that mentor.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And it almost seems to me, after you rattling off a lot of you're seeing in this from the comic books, that Marvel Studios, because we've heard in the background that there's a bit of contention there about what they want to do with the Star Wars universe from Sony's side, and what Marvel's willing to do, and the inclusion of Venom as part of some other universe and all this. Like, they don't really, or at least they don't seem to be on the same page anymore. And so it seems to me like that Marvel's like, okay, we're jamming everything, like web wings, spider, like everything is going into this film,
right?
Just to make sure that we get the best Spider-Man film on screen, and you see that through this whole trailer, right?
Yes.
What did you guys think of Michael Keaton's character playing the villain, Vulture?
I think this is great too. This is another plus here. I mean, we have Michael Keaton, he's an incredible actor, and I hope we get a really good villain in the MCU here. I mean, they've had their hit or misses. I know Kevin Feige's gone in the past to say the focus isn't about the villains, it's about the heroes. But seeing how they are partnering up with Sony here, I do hope we get, a really great villain that stands out, that lives and continues to carry on in the MCU. So I'm looking forward to it. I think he looks great. He looks like he can go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man, and he doesn't seem like a crippling kind of old man like the original Adrian Toomes. He seems like he can do some stuff here. So I'm looking forward to it. And his wings look incredible. I'm hoping there's some kind of Falcon, like you and I mentioned, like some Falcon tech just to connect those tissues
Yeah.
there. So
Okay, yeah, they're both birds.
they're both birds.
Where's my bird? Maybe that's the bird he was referencing in Iron Man 2.
Jeez, there you go.
Michael Keaton, great actor. What can I say? Batman, Birdman himself,
Yep.
Beetlejuice, Mr. Mom. What a guy.
The
What a
founder.
career. Yeah. What a career. My only thing is the Vulture isn't like my most sexy Spider-Man villain. Like when you go on the list, you got like your Doc Ock, you got your Green Goblin, but he's been done to death.
Yeah.
You got your Venoms, your Carnages, you got
Mysterio,
Mysterio,
Chameleon.
Craven the Hunter,
I want that.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Like,
Shocker.
oh, Shocker. Although he is in that.
He looks like there's
Yeah,
some
yeah,
sort of
he is in
shocker.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
Shocker is in
yeah.
there. Sorry, I meant Electro, but Electro
Oh,
was
yeah.
butchered by Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Great look though. Yeah, like I think like Vulture, I just don't see him going toe to toe with Iron Man. Like, because Iron Man's in this, and if those two are like battling it out, it'll be no contest.
Well, I hope they don't go that route. I hope it's between Spidey and Vulture, and this is cool because Vulture appeared in number 2 of Spider-Man.
Oh wow.
Right, so it's cool that he's in here.
But
Yeah.
if you look about how they set this trailer up, it's almost stating explicitly like, no, Iron Man's not going to be in the final battle.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they've had at least their parting.
Yeah.
To a degree, and Spider-Man or Iron Man's going to be off doing whatever, and Spider-Man's going off rogue on his
Exactly.
own. And that's, I think, what they're implying here is that this is still a Spider-Man movie,
Yeah.
even though Iron Man is going to be a part of the film to some capacity. I
Right.
think that whole boat scene is probably within the first 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you have a break, and then you have Peter Parker trying to prove himself again by going rogue and doing his own thing. I think that's a cool way to approach it.
Right.
And with Michael Keaton's character as well, I think it's neat because in the retrospective series that we've been doing, go check that out. Same feed you're listening to right now.
Yeah.
Quick plug. A lot of the villains, and I always bang on about this, are born out of the same either technology or whatever that the hero is. So you avoid having to tell a different backstory.
Yeah.
And this villain seems very different from most MCU villains in the sense that it seems to be a combination of some sort of history with Tony Stark and some element of technology. It's not that he got bit by another spider
Yeah.
or whatever, right? It's not as simple as some of the other villains have been. So I think the complexity of this villain is going to bring a lot of levity to the film in an area, especially in the MCU, where we have constantly been saying, look, the villains are good to a point, and then you get to the third act and they fall apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully this character, like you said, Troy, is able to have some sort of continuum across the Spider-Man films, and he becomes maybe like a Norman Osborn
Right.
in the absence of that character, or maybe they're going to introduce that character, who knows.
That's right.
But he could be something of that, like a competitor of Tony's, and someone that you see kind of strung out through this universe. I think that
right.
would be a cool way to go. And we'll just have to wait and see here.
Yeah, because I do know, going with the Vulture there, the Tinkerer is also in this movie. I don't think he was in the trailer. Actually, he wasn't in the trailer, but the Tinkerer is also, helped out quite a bit of villains himself. So I think he's going to have something to do with the Vulture's tech as well. In here.
What a
So-
menacing name.
Yeah,
The
Tinker.
Tinker.
I know, right?
Sounds like someone you beat in kindergarten or something. The Tinkler.
Yeah. But all in all, I think personally this was a fantastic trailer. I will err on the side that it did show too much.
Yes.
More or less with the Iron Man stuff. I think the
Right.
rest of it, you can kind of maybe try to piece together here and there, but you get the gist that this is a Spider-Man film. But the Iron Man stuff, I think that would have been some of the more fun stuff.
Right.
And we've gotten most of it already.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a kind of a negative about this trailer, but all in all, it's got me super excited for this film. I'm pumped about the villain. The suit looks awesome. Even like when he zips it
Yes.
up and it like sucks.
Oh,
sucks in.
yeah.
I love that. Want
So
that.
cool.
Yeah.
That's another thing they probably could have just left out, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. I think it's going to be a fantastic film. Excited. Opening day for me. You guys agree with kind of it's a good trailer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you don't got to ask me twice. I love this.
It's
Love it.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's superior.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our Spider-Man Homecoming. That's our MCU covered. Now,
Three
we
thumbs
have-
up?
3 thumbs up for sure.
6 thumbs. Well, we're both.
All of them.
Yeah.
All of them up. But we also had a DC Cinematic Universe trailer drop. Now, this was a couple weeks ago. We missed discussing this last week because we just dropped the MCU retrospective. But this is the first official Justice League trailer. Now, we had the teaser before, and everyone knows from listening to the podcast that I'm not the kindest to this universe. And
That's not true.
I was looking for something that brought me into this movie because it sits fairly low on my most anticipated. It's not even on Troy's. And I think this trailer, although it did have flaws, it did do the job of getting me at least intrigued for this movie. Let's start first off with Sunjay. Like, give me your thoughts on this trailer, and we'll kind of break down some of the best aspects of it and trying to maybe poke out a bit of. I'm not going to try to be super negative on this, but there's a few things that I want just maybe more clarification on.
Sure. Well, as excited as Troy was for Spider-Man, I think I'm as excited for Justice League.
Got my rain jacket on.
Yeah. Yeah, this trailer killed it for me. I mean, I saw it on Vero when it popped up and I just lost it. I think I watched it like 5 times in a row, just like, oh my God, like, and he's in a horse, and then Aquaman, like, for me, they did what they needed to do. They made Aquaman cool.
Yep.
You can no longer make Aquaman jokes. That is officially dead. What day is it? April 4th, 2017. The Aquaman jokes are done. Find a new superhero to pick on. Plastic Man, go nuts. Pick on him. Cyborg, sure, but you can't do Aquaman. And they did a different Flash. We've had speedsters in X-Men and the MCU, and Flash looks completely different from Quicksilver in both those movies. Oh, sorry, just nudged Tim's mic there. Yeah, the Flash looks completely different as a speedster. You got the lightning bolts, the visuals. Like, I cannot say enough. Snyder is my boy. Like, I am a Snyder apologist. I don't know if that's the correct term.
That is.
But I dig him. Like, to me, he is one of the best directors that Hollywood has going right now, bar none. Put him up there with Spielberg. Put him up there with Nolan. Put him up there with everyone.
Ooh.
He is the man. I just love him. And I love the take that they're doing with this film. I can tell you guys love it just as much as I do. I'm sorry, man. Snyder, you know, he's a guy you either love or you hate.
I'm going to let you take this.
I used to love Snyder. I used to love Snyder until he did BVS. You know, I even forgave him for Sucker Punch.
I haven't seen that.
I forgot about I forgot about Sucker Punch, but he did BVS, and he's doing Justice League now, so we'll see how that goes. But best director, one of the best directors.
He's one of my favorites.
That's cool.
He can be a personal favorite, but like amongst Nolan in that.
Yeah.
I mean, for personal favorite, I have him like close to Nolan, not as good as Nolan, but I recognize his limitations and I recognize where people have issues with him.
His action's incredible.
Yes,
it is great. Like you can see that in the film, but like tonally, like again, like just turn the knob on the color contrast.
But
I can't see anything.
Yeah,
but why? You don't need it. I mean, if you want color, go to the MCU.
But the Justice League is so colorful. Like really, they're a colorful bunch of people.
Yeah,
they're the team except for Batman. This all looks like Batman. That makes no sense. I mean, Superman for sure is going to have a black suit on in this movie because
he has to.
Well, because it's all dark in this movie. Blue wouldn't look good, I guess. You know what? I didn't like the music. I really felt like this music could have been better suited for Suicide Squad. With that hard rock, or just a standalone Aquaman movie.
Yeah, the Aerosmith come together.
Yeah,
like parts of that I liked, and parts like I didn't like the singing, but towards the end, like the guitar and that sounded cool.
Yeah,
I got that.
Yeah,
I didn't like how it transitioned from the Batman scene into the Aquaman scene. Like I felt that was a bit abrupt.
Yeah,
but I agree with you, Sunjay. Like this Aquaman,
he stole the show.
Yeah,
he was fantastic.
He's become my most anticipated character for this film now.
Yeah,
like I think that Ezra Miller's Flash was supposed to be the comic relief.
Yeah.
And I think they've done a Drax, if you want to call it that, to Aquaman. They've given him the good lines. The delivery is there. Jason Momoa looks awesome. Yeah. And I think he's going to steal this movie from everyone else, from Batman, from everyone. Like, I think Batman stole Beaver's S, and I think that Aquaman is going to steal Justice League.
Yeah. I agree, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do like the little shot we got of Commissioner Gordon. I don't think we're going to get much of that, throughout the film.
I think, he's briefly in it.
I think that's pretty much
that's
it right
there.
That's
a seed for Batman universe.
Right, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, if he even comes back, because now there's talks, that's another day
to
talk about that. The Flash still doesn't do it for me. I agree with you, though. Like, his effects look cooler, I think, than what we've seen with both Quicksilver's. Days of Future Past Quicksilver was pretty cool.
That one scene was epic.
Awesome.
And even Apocalypse, that scene was pretty cool.
But Ezra Miller, for me, still doesn't do it as the Flash. I like Grant Gustin's Flash so much more.
There's a scene in that trailer where he kind of looks sideways. Everyone else is looking serious, and he kind of has this goofy look on his face. I agree, he doesn't fit, but the CG looks good. I like what they're doing with, what do they call the Speed Force?
Yes, Speed Force.
Yeah. Looks cool. He looks really fast. Like, I've watched a few episodes of Flash.
CW,
and he looks like he's just on the extreme end of quick.
Yeah, well, speaking of special effects, they put that all on him. Because when it comes over to Cyborg, they lost all their money. It doesn't look good at all. I thought I was looking at Injustice on the Xbox.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah, they have to fix some of that because I don't know. I mean, there's still 8 months away, so maybe it's not finished. I
Yeah.
mean, you see that in trailers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just looks really bad, especially when you're already doing this movie as dark as it is.
Yeah.
There's no real excuse to see such bad CGI because it should look better in the
Yeah.
dark.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it just looked horrible.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah, that's
So explain to me the faceplate thing, because I got my wife to watch this. I was like, I need someone impartial. Like
Yeah.
she kind of hears me kind of go on about it a bit, but I was like, I need someone to watch this and tell me, because she watched Batman vs Superman and she's like, okay, this looks like garbage. She watched this and was like, I'm not gonna go see it because she's not really into that side of the universe. But she's like, it looks fine, like it looks all right.
Yeah.
But she says, why is Iron Man in it?
Yeah.
Like literally, that's what, and she's familiar with like the separation. Like I don't know if that was her playing on it a bit, but that was a bit strange, was it not? Like there's a bit much of kind of like paralleling Iron Man to Cyborg.
I don't read much Cyborg. Like he had an ongoing. I don't know if he still does.
I think they stopped it after
Yeah.
Rebirth, or into Rebirth, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I just know him from Justice League, and he's just in the New 52 and the continuing. So I think like he can change, like his suit can change his body. He can change into like, you see the one scene it changes into a cannon.
Yeah.
When he shoots the debris,
Which is his main thing. He has the Mega Man.
yeah,
kind of thing
it's like
going on.
it's like a sonic cannon or something. Yeah, and I think he does have like the faceplate in the comics. Like it does come out every once in a while.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see it too often, but I think it is there. He's just not a character that I know too much about. Definitely, like he's probably he is definitely the least popular Justice League member for sure.
Down. A lot of people still debate that he should be in the Teen Titans.
Yeah, it was a change that they made.
Yeah. I have never seen him do that in the comics. I've never seen him do the faceplate thing. I've seen him all the time do the cannon move, which is like his main thing. But I've never seen the whole War Machine faceplate go over. So we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
But he's not getting a lot of love.
No.
That whole buddy cop film between him and Flash, I think is
That's on the.
I think that's done. Yeah,
it's done. It's done.
I think that 2020 film is gone too.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. What did you guys think of that scene? So they're standing there. You can see the shots, and there's kind of like the dawn background where it's kind of red. Yeah, and that's exactly from the cartoon, the Justice League Unlimited cartoon, where they show him at the beginning of the credits of the opening song, and then they shows him, and it's like the dawn background. It's like taken directly from the cartoon.
Cool.
Like how epic is that? I think that's how the film's gonna end.
Yeah. How about Batman? He to me, like there's some good parts, but he feels out of place in this crew still. Like I don't know. Again, it's the CG. There is a little bit reminiscent of some of the scenes in V vs. when he's running away from Doomsday, and it looks like it's kind of at a video game. There's a point there where he's shooting some of the parademons.
Yeah.
I was like, I still don't feel this. Like everyone else feels like they should be there.
Yeah.
But Batman again feels a little bit out of place to me, and I don't know if it just comes down to the story and how they're telling it. And in the trailer, they've just shown a few sparse scenes that he didn't fit, because there's that warehouse scene B vs. that was awesome that really worked, and there's a few other scenes when he's fighting the parademons, or that was okay in the nightmare scene, but what's his name, Doomsday. It just didn't work for me. Like Batman's a lot like Cap, and I like seeing him fight kind of his rogues gallery, like actual human criminals. I don't ever see him fighting aliens. Like it just doesn't really fit for me. But I guess they kind of did that with Cap in Avengers 2 or Avengers.
Yeah, Batman, I think they mentioned that he has the Flying Fox, which is his new like Batwing kind of mobile or whatever going on, his jet. So if he's in there a lot of times, taking out these parademons, that works for me. But him going toe to toe with these guys doesn't really line up. I mean, what do you think? I mean, if anyone could do it, it is Zack Snyder. Yeah. Because he's because he kills it on the action scene or the action sequences.
Yeah, I think like a lot of times when we see Batman in live action, he's not taking on like super powered threats. He's taking on the Riddler. He fought Bane. He fought Joker. He fought Ra's al Ghul.
So all these grounded characters.
Yeah, so to see him, it's kind of like a step out of character from what you're seeing. Reading Justice League, like you see, he always takes on kind of these alien superpowered threats, but he's more like prepared. Like he's using guns instead of just batarangs, and that's a lot of controversy too. People are saying he shouldn't be using guns even against parademons, and I'm like,
doesn't bother me
as long as he's not using them on humans. Oh wait, yes.
It's part of his arc. See, he had that redemption arc where he didn't give a flying F anymore, and Superman redeemed him from his death, and now you see the aftermath.
And we see Lois Lane. Speaking of Superman, Lois Lane.
Yeah,
no Superman in this trailer.
No,
good move, I think.
Yes.
You think that's a good move? Yeah, he stayed away from all the marketing.
They need to keep him out of this. Like everyone knows he's going to be in this eventually, but however he shows up, whether it's in black suit, if they show that in a trailer, then like just come like And we just spoke about an MCU trailer where they showed too much. They did a good job here showing you just enough. And not having Superman, but also having Lois Lane, that was a good nod. I was like, yes, his universe is still here. She's still kind of kicking around for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But Superman not being in this is a big plus for this trailer.
Do you guys think they will show him in the eventually in the trailers?
I think so.
I think so.
I think they're going to
100%.
stumble and show it. I don't think they should. I think that
They
would
shouldn't.
be an
They
awesome
shouldn't.
way.
But I think they will 100% because I think what they're going to save, like you and I have kind of been talking about Green Lantern. I think we are going to see he's going to be like that factor where it's like, whoa, he's in it. I think they're holding on him.
Yeah.
But they will show.
Oh,
Man of
okay.
Steel.
So they're going to use. Okay.
I think they will because if you think about it, Superman is their second most popular superhero.
Yeah.
So if you're Joe Everyman and you see this trailer and you go, well, I'm more of a Superman fan. I don't know much, and you don't read the comics, you don't follow the news, and you don't see Superman. You're like, well, I probably won't go. But then if you see him in the trailer, you'll be like, oh, Superman's in this. Like, there's a ton of Superman fans, and that are just like average Superman fans. So if they see him pop up in the trailer, they'd be more likely to attend the film than if he wasn't there.
Yeah, I think that they'll probably show him, but it'll be one of those like silhouette shots or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Like they can't show him in the black uniform. Like that
No.
has to be sitting in
Yeah,
theaters.
that has to be like fan service.
Yeah, definitely. And Wonder Woman, she was a character that wasn't really heavily featured in this.
Yeah.
And that's kind of funny because she's got a movie coming out in a very short amount of time. You think that they'd maybe use this as a way to feature her and say, look, there's also a Wonder Woman movie coming later on. So she kind of was pushed to the background of this trailer, I found. She had a couple lines, and you don't really see her doing a whole lot, but you do see that battle towards the end of the Amazons and maybe the Atlanteans.
Yeah.
Fighting parademons?
Yeah, so I think that's going to take place at the beginning of the film, kind of like in Man of Steel, where they start off in Krypton. So it'll be showing the battle between man, Atlanteans, and Amazons versus the parademons to get hold of the 3 mother boxes, which is kind of like the whole point of the film.
MacGuffin is
The
mother
MacGuffin,
for mother boxes,
Yeah, the DC EU Infinity Stones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All in all, though, I think, like I said at the start, intriguing and encouraged. Like, I think this does what it needed to do for fans like me that needed something that allowed me to, I know I nitpicked this a bit, but something that allowed me to, be a bit more positive about this and say, look, there are some good things about this. And hopefully that the story kind of pulls this all together and allows this film to be what it should be and what it could be. And visually, there's parts that look great and there's parts that need to be cleaned up. And hopefully they get this movie out and it's a solid entry. It doesn't need to be the best comic book movie of all time. It just needs to be a good comic book movie. It needs to stabilize the foundation for this universe. And I think based off of this, it's going in the right direction. There's some positivity.
I like it. The one film that I would compare this to that looks like to me, Lord of the Rings. It looks kind of like Lord of the Rings with superheroes. You look at some of like the action scenes, the giant fights look like the walls of Mordor, I think. It just looks epic. And that's the part of the reason why I love the color scheme and everything. It just adds sort of that epicness to it. And as you said, like it does look like it looks fun because they added some more like comedic lines, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I understand why they did it due to the huge backlash of BVS. So of course they're going to add some more in. But yeah, I think epic is the one word I would use to describe this trailer.
There you go.
Yeah, it's still not on my my list for anticipated.
But you're going to go to it.
I'm definitely going to go to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I read these comic books all the time. So, yeah.
Can we go together?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's do
Just
it,
ask
man.
him out.
Yeah. If you're not doing anything in November, now I gotta get my hair done, clean my car.
All of that stuff.
I'm just gonna give him like really drunk and like give him like the best popcorn and like the best snacks, so that way he's like, man, that movie was awesome. Like I had the best experience.
Like, man, the guy was hitting on me the whole time.
No wonder why I love this movie. Just rubbing his shoulders.
How many times do you have to yawn in a movie?
I'm dressed as Wonder Woman, and he's.
Anyways, gentlemen, that was an absolute pleasure discussing some Star Wars, some trailers. I'm excited about what we got coming down the pipe here.
Yep. Celebration
is next week. There's going to be a ton of coverage from the guys over at Talk Star Wars, Skyhopper Podcast, Rogue Squadron Podcast, Robcast from the TSW Roundtable is going to be down there. So keep in tune with those guys on Twitter. They're going to be dropping all sorts of content, and that's who we're going to be relying on to bring us kind of the ground floor celebration news and experience. So look out for that. And we're going to be talking Rogue One next week and some of the details and the extras. And we're also going to be gushing about what potentially could be coming out of a Celebration, maybe some more announcements that they will be dropping in the next week to come. And then following on from that, we're going to be talking all about everything that comes out of Celebration, right from the action figures through to what is inevitably going to be, I really hope, fingers crossed, the first Last Jedi trailer. Even if it's only a minute long, 10 seconds long, whatever, I just want to see some Last Jedi footage.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome. So we got a lot coming down the pipe in the next few weeks. We're going to push this Iron Fist review way out in the distance because I can't get past the first episode.
Yeah. That's tough.
It's that bad, eh?
It's just not engaging. Not
No.
yet. Not like the other episodes. But they did drop a Defenders tease, so it looks like that's coming in August. So hopefully we'll get all that done before August time frame so we can watch that and actually get through this a bit. But anyways, before we sign off, I just want to send a big thank you out to all the listeners that voted for the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network for Best Podcast Network in the Star Wars Podcasting Awards. That ended on April 1st, so thank you guys for voting. The announcement is coming within the next couple of weeks as towards who won, so look out for that, and look out for our next MCU retrospective that is dropping in April. That's going to be discussing Thor. That'll come to you probably the last Thursday of this month, so watch out for that. And we're kind of short. We're down to one podcast a week now for the foreseeable future because we don't have Rebels, but we're trying to supplement that with a few extra things here and there, whether it's the MCU retrospective or a bit more in-depth look at some of the literature of Star Wars. So until next week, guys, for the Nerd Room, I'm Tim.
I'm Troy.
And I'm Sunjay.
And thank you for entering the Nerd Room.
This has been a Nerd Room podcast production. You can find our hosts, Tim and Troy, on Twitter at TheNerdRM and Troy TheBoy87. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nerd Room on iTunes, Facebook, and YouTube. Just search the Nerd Room Podcast. Be sure to head over to StarWarsCommonwealth.com to find other podcasts on the Star Wars Commonwealth Podcast Network, including Talk Star Wars, Generation X-Wing, Tumbling Saber, Rogue Squadron Podcast, and the Skyhopper Podcast. Follow the Star Wars Commonwealth on Twitter at SW Commonwealth and take your first steps into a larger world.